Hello and welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to be painting a small landscape painting on a 10 by 8 inch canvas panel in oils. And this is going to be a beautifully sunlit little dirt track leading down to a river. And there's going to be lots of very loose, bold brush strokes. So look out for those techniques. Now let's get painting. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is give the entire canvas a coat of raw umber, and I'm just using thinners for this, just terps or low odour thinners. And then with a more opaque, thicker raw umber and a bristle brush, I'm just going to knock in the basic composition and the basic shapes of the painting. That's where I want the level of the river to be. I'm going to have shrubs and bushes and a little fence post or two here, perhaps a few little broken ones on this side. That's the edge of the bank here, the little footpath, and I'm going to have a large dark tree on this side with lots of little branches coming off it, a very broad trunked tree. So again, I'm just still using this one bristle brush because I'm not interested in detail. I'm just putting in the basic shapes that I can then paint over the top of. And this basically sets the scene for your whole lighting structure. If you can paint the whole thing like this in a sort of a monochrome drawing. And you almost see the finished painting in your mind before you even start painting, really, if you paint like this. Now I've added a little bit of Naples yellow and white into that mix, and it's picking up some of the raw umber, and also a little bit of cadmium orange into there, just to give me a basic soil colour. And also a light grass colour, a light summer dead grass colour, which is what I want in that particular area. I'm going to add one or two of those colours into the tree and also the fence post and here and there in the foreground. And then using some cooler green tones, I'm going to put this bank of trees and foliage in the background and the reflection of them in the water. So it'll be cooler towards the bottom. I'm also going to put some cooler greens into these areas here, which are going to be foliage. I may as well add one or two elsewhere in the painting now, just to harmonise the entire painting. Some lighter greens now, cooler greens into that background. As things recede, they go cooler. In the distance, they will lose their vibrance of colour, so any vibrant colour needs to be in the foreground. So I've gone slightly yellowy, a slightly more yellow tone for these foliage in this middle distance ground, and also put these as part of the foliage of the tree here, with a few blue tones in there as well. And I'm using a little bit of Payne's grey here and there to add to it, just to give me a cooler effect. I'm going to have some little bushes down there, and also on the edge of this little section here. They're Impressionist bushes, remember, this is an Impressionist painting. So I'm going to put in loosely the basic colour of the river, which is going to be a reflection of the sky colour. It's going to pick up some of that green as well at the further I go into it, more distant. Reaffirming those darks once again. If they're not dark enough, make them darker. I'll also add a little bit more blue in there to create a bit of interest, a bit of colour interest, and some darker areas in this section here and also in the post. And that one there. And then carry that on into some of these shadows. And I just keep working with a smaller bristle brush now, so that I can have more control over these marks. I'm going to have a few little like broken bits of fence lying around there in this soil area. These are going to be shadows of the branches of the tree. And some of these are going to have warmth to them. And then I'll put in some cooler areas as well as we go along. So be imaginative with your use of colour, adding little bits of warmth here and there, and cool where it's required. A few little bits of warmth into that area there will harmonise with the warm areas on the right. Now, I started off using just paint with the thinners, but as I get into this and do more and more work over the top, I'm adding a little bit of more of my oil, which in this case I'm using refined linseed oil with a little touch of alkyd based walnut oil just to help to speed up the drying process. But the further you get into the painting, the more oil you should apply. Not too much, you don't want it runny. It just means that you can paint fat over lean. You should never apply the thin terps based paint over the top of oil heavy paint. You have to apply the opposite. Fat over lean. Otherwise paintings will crack as they dry. So I'm just using a dagger brush here just to knock in a few little areas of detail. Not massive detail. I'm not going into this photographic realism style detail, just impressions of detail to give you the idea and a hint that something's going on there. A few more little lines of highlights in those trunk and branches. Little dots and dashes all help. I'm just going to also alter this river and sky tone there and bring it round a little bit more and into this bush like that with a bit of negative painting. Need to brighten that up and add a few little, not sky holes, I suppose they could be water holes, but they are reflections of the sky and the water seen through the trees. And then just refining that area just a little bit. It was a bit too rough, so you need to just refine that like that. And blending with oil in the paint is wonderful on a canvas. It's a gorgeous texture, a gorgeous feel. Few little colours into that water there, and also I'm going a little bit more yellow now into these middle distance trees and foliage, because they will hold their colour a little bit more than those in the distance. So there's a little bit more of a cadmium yellow in there, only a tiny amount. And a few added on that side as well. We're going to put a few little green areas as well into this area on the right, where all these shadows are and roots and branches and broken bits of fence. And I'm going to also use this colour to put in a few other little shadow areas. These are cooler shadow areas. You see, I've got some warm and some cool. And that creates the varied interest in the painting. Just adding a few of those cools into that warmer area now as well, just to blend that in. And when I mention blending, in this sense I don't mean absolutely total smooth blending. I'm just saying just blend it in an impressionist way, softening edges here and there, but not going crazy with the blending. Impressionist painting is all about the brushstroke and letting that brushstroke shine, letting it shine through and letting it be visible. And the best way of producing that is to paint boldly. Paint bold and fearlessly, and you will do it. But you just have to keep doing it to get that confidence. You won't get it by not doing it, put it that way. And the more you do, the more easier you're going to find this style of painting. I'm just putting one or two little lights now into this soil. A few little highlights. Being bold with the brushstroke here and there, and adding just one or two little dashes just to create that interest. I'm just going to highlight those tree trunks once again and elsewhere. But the way the interest is, I'm putting them in. I'm not putting detail in to create the interest. I'm putting little marks in to make the viewer use their own imagination to create it. I'm using a fork here now just to scratch through very, very lightly here and there, not everywhere, just a little bit, just to create a bit of interest, which I'm now going to paint into and over the top of. But first I'm just going to add a few more branches with this dagger brush, just to create this tree on the right just needs to have more definition. Some more darks and lights and structure. But as I was saying, the whole point of Impressionism is to allow the viewer to make up their own landscape from the marks on the canvas. They see things completely different to the way you would see it as the artist. And don't worry about that, everybody sees things differently. Just reaffirming these fence posts again. Not detailed, you notice, just a few little marks. And then a few little lighter highlights of those leaves or bits of foliage into that area there as well. A bit more yellow. You see, I'm not painting every leaf, I'm just hinting at foliage. Like that. And I'll put one or two little lighter areas as well elsewhere where I think they're needed. I'm going to put some little light blue areas of sky here just to show that there is sky through the trees just there, which is what is being reflected here in the water, which I'm now lightening up a little bit more in certain areas where I want that brightness to be. I put in a few little bits of wire or little slivers of wood or whatever you want to call them into this area here with a few little grass marks, grasses, twigs. They can be all sorts of things, and I'm just going to fiddle around and do that elsewhere now in the painting with this liner brush, which is a fine line long-haired brush. And I'm going to do the same with some light marks now, some light areas of paint, adding highlights like there on that post, on those posts there. And I'm going to rule with a little bit of light orange that area into the river, just to bring it out a little bit more. And a few little details now into these areas of grasses here. Some little dots and dashes of light, and put them elsewhere as well, to create the effect and impression of detail where in fact there isn't any. It's not detailed, but it looks like it could be. And that's the whole point of Impressionism. So just making sure I've got these lights in the right area. I just want to fade that bit there, like that, as the path dives off down towards the river. And now with a few little highlight areas and a few little orange bits put in, that's the painting finished, and I'm happy with that. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hopefully found it rewarding and entertaining. Let me know if you have any comments or questions that I may be able to help you with. And I look forward to you joining me on my next painting video. So until then, have a lovely day and happy painting!